Hey everyone! Welcome to another episode of The Radium Girls. Before we get into today's story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on all notifications. If you'd like to send us topics that you'd like for us to cover, or send us a question that you'd like for us to answer, leave a comment down below for our YouTube listeners, or head over to our Facebook and leave a comment, send us a message, and maybe your question will get picked, and we'll look into your topic for you so you don't have to do the research.
Yeah.
And give you our thoughts on the topic. So make sure you also stay tuned at the end of today's episode for our question.
Today, we'll be covering the story about Gabby Petito, a YouTube influencer who was tragically taken too soon. Originally from Blue Point, New York, Gabby Petito lived with Brian Laundrie, her fiancé, and his parents in Northport, Florida. The two met as teens on Long Island and have always had a rocky relationship, according to friends. One minute they were in love, the next they were fighting. Many use the term toxic to describe their love. However, despite their troubles, the two were engaged in 2020. One whole year's worth of adventures and stories down and a lifetime to go, Petito wrote on Instagram.
The travel influencer set off in July in 2021 to partake in an adventure of a lifetime, an intended 4-month trek across the U.S. in a transit van they converted into a camper. They planned to explore national parks and preserves throughout their trip. It all seemed picture perfect, especially on social media where the two documented their journey. Nomadic Static is the couple's YouTube page where they intended to document their trip, but only uploaded one video of their journey on August 19th.
You know how they call her, like, America's daughter?
I didn't know that.
I guess, like, TV and people, like, call her America's daughter, but to me, she feels like America's sister.
Oh,
She feels like she's our sister.
Yeah, because she's so young.
Yeah. And, like,
She's what?
we see all this. She's 22.
2?
And he's 23. Yeah, so they're a year apart. And I don't know, she's, so young, and then we see, like, so much of her life. It kind of feels like we're a part of it.
Yeah.
On August 12th, a witness called 911 about a domestic problem the couple allegedly had outside the Moonflower Community Cooperative in Moab, Utah. The eyewitness who called to report the incident told the dispatcher that Laundrie had been slapping Petito. Another witness, who provided a written statement, told the police he saw the couple in the middle of some sort of dispute and that something definitely didn't seem right. The witness also said it appeared Laundrie was possibly trying to lock Petito out of the van. The caller also said they saw Petito slap Laundrie across the face during a fight over a phone and then climb through the van's window as if Laundrie had locked her out.
Quite a dispute.
Yeah, that's crazy that it was so public. It took it so public. That's crazy.
Yeah. Laundrie was going 65 and a 35 and hit a curb when the officer caught up with them. When police pulled them over, Petito was crying uncontrollably per a police report. At no point in my investigation did Gabrielle stop crying, breathing heavily, or compose a sentence without needing to wipe away tears, wipe her nose, or rub her knees with her hands, reported one of the police officers on scene. I mean, so at what point do you look at this and, like, something's wrong? Especially if she can't stop wiping her tears away and breathing heavily, compose a sentence, something's wrong. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's horrible. Laundrie says the couple got into a minor scuffle that began when he climbed into the van with dirty feet.
Honestly, like, that would probably be something I get mad over.
You think?
Like, if I just cleaned that van and, like, we've been sitting together for months. I don't even know how long they've been on here yet. Probably not that long. Maybe, like, a month or something.
Yeah, I mean,
but
they lived in that.
Yeah.
So
they were fighting all the time, so I'd probably be like, get in here with your dirty feet.
Yeah, it had just been a month because they left in July. So this was August, mid-August. So
yeah, so being stuck right beside someone for a whole month.
Yeah.
Probably get pissed too.
For sure. And, you know, like we said, being somewhere you're living. Like, you live there and...
Yeah. And if you want to walk bare feet all the time, then do something about it. Like, get some baby wipes or something.
You're in Utah. Like, Utah's got
dirt,
sand and dirt everywhere. So I'm sure it's really... Yeah, I don't blame you.
Brian told the officer that so much time together inside the van had created emotional strain that led them to fight more. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, as we were just talking about.
Yeah. While Petito reported serious anxiety and OCD made worse by little arguments she and Brian had been having all day. So she does claim to have OCD, and that's why she got mad about him having his dirty feet in there. So I'd probably get mad too.
Yeah.
And that would definitely cause me some serious anxiety.
Yep, absolutely.
Because it's like you don't even care.
Yep. I get anxiety whenever I like open the dishwasher and a dish isn't clean.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't scrubbed before it was in there. Like, that gives me anxiety. So I feel her.
Yeah.
Like, your feet are dirty and this is where we live.
Right? He needs a chill. Meanwhile, Laundrie said Petito became manic from fear that he would strand her in the desert. During their argument, Petito scratched Laundrie's face and arms. Petito is seen in the video telling police that Laundrie got really frustrated with me and he locked me out of the car and told me to go take a breather. But I didn't want to take a breather and I wanted to get going. We're out of water. So what had happened was, this is her van, okay? She bought this van and he's going to lock her out of her van. And he took her phone and told her to go take a breather.
I'd be pissed.
I'd be pissed too.
Pissed.
Like, it's hot outside.
Yeah. You're out of water.
Right? Out of water. We're in the desert. What are you doing? He's trying to cause some problems.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Right? Oh, poor girl.
Released body cam video from the Moab Police Department in Utah shows Gabby told officers during a traffic stop that Laundrie hit her, but only after she hit him first. Petito said Laundrie grabbed me with his nail, and I guess that's why it looks... I definitely have a cut right here, she said, indicating her cheek. I can feel it. When I touch it, it burns.
Police classified the incident as disorderly conduct rather than domestic violence and determined Petito was the aggressor. I know. Oh, that's so crazy. Officers determined that the situation did not rise to the level of domestic assault, but suggested they separate for the night. Officers contacted a local family crisis center, which arranged a hotel for Laundrie. Police took him to the hotel, and Petito stayed with the van. Both said they were in love and expressed a desire to stay together, officers noted. So, she was the primary aggressor, apparently.
Even though these people that called them, you know, like,
yeah, said
eyewitnesses.
Yeah. And,
okay.
And, like, I don't know. Like, I know they're trained for this. You know, you should know that she's going to take all the blame and stuff. Like they do, usually.
This is crazy. This whole story is like... It's just... I don't even know what to say. Some parts does have me speechless.
Yeah.
It's like, how? Why? What?
Yes.
I don't understand.
It makes me so mad that he got the family crisis hotel and she had to stay with the van.
I mean, I guess because it was her van, you know?
I mean, they didn't know that. They didn't even look at the registration or anything.
That's true.
They just thought he was the victim.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That incident is now being investigated because state law requires officers to make an arrest during a domestic violence call if there's any sign of harm. Moab Police Chief Brett Edge took a leave of absence right in the middle of the investigation of his responding officers. Sus.
Right. That sucks that they didn't do anything about it. I mean, who knows if it would have helped her anyway, but
yeah,
it would at least helped maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. That's, I don't like that.
I know.
On August 17th, Brian Laundrie flies back to Florida from Salt Lake City and stays there until August 23rd. Laundrie's family attorney, Stephen Bertolino, would later say the purpose of the visit was to pick up some items and close a storage unit the couple had rented because they were planning to extend their road trip, which had been due to end in Oregon in October.
On August 24th, Petito FaceTimes with her mother and tells her she is leaving Utah and heading to the Teton Range in Wyoming. On August 25th, there are multiple texts between Petito and her mother. The family believes she's in the Tetons on this date. The last Instagram post from Petito was dated on Wednesday, August 25th, and showed the 22-year-old holding a crochet pumpkin against a wall mural with the caption, "Happy Halloween." Which we got one too.
Oh, we do.
My mom made this. See, we're sisters.
On August 27th, a Louisiana couple vacationing in Jackson, Wyoming, said they saw Petito and Laundrie involved in a commotion as they were leaving the Mary Piglet's Tex-Mex restaurant. Nina Angelo, who was at the restaurant with her boyfriend, said Gabby was in tears and Brian was visibly angry, going in and out of the restaurant several times and showing anger towards the staff around the hostess stand. A restaurant manager told CNN that she saw an incident at the restaurant August 27th, but declined to give her name or describe what happened, and said the restaurant did not have surveillance video of the incident.
Well, he likes to be angry.
Yeah, and I'm also wondering if this incident was, like, if it was more than just that commotion that the others saw, like this Nina lady saw.
Like, them fighting or something?
Yeah, or...
like abuse?
Like, yeah, some sort of abuse. Because she declined to give her name or describe what happened. So it's like...
yeah, I don't really know anything.
Yeah. I wonder now that... Because we all know the story, and this may... I don't know if I should give away in case somebody doesn't know the story. I was going to say, now that he's dead, I wonder if she's going to come forward. Because I don't know if I'll remember that at the end. But that's my thought, is, like, I wonder if now, like, maybe he threatened her. Maybe she saw something that she wasn't supposed to see. And threatened, you know?
Maybe.
Who knows?
On August 30th, Petito's mother received a reported last correspondence from her daughter. The text read, "No service in Yosemite," seemingly putting the couple in Yosemite National Park in California, and text messages that read, "Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls." The reference to Stan was regarding her grandfather, but per her mother, she never calls him Stan.
Sus.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. However, Schmidt is suspicious of the location from where that text was sent and of who sent it. "I do not believe the text on August 30th was from my daughter. The van was in Florida on the 1st of September. I think I can do the math." That's sad. She knew.
Yeah, I think in her heart she kind of knew something was wrong.
So August 27th was in that restaurant, and then
3 days later is when she sent the text. When she sent, quote, the text to her mom.
No service.
Stan, my grandpa Stan. My mom would be sus too. If
right?
I'm, like, texting her and saying, "Can you help, insert my grandpa's name here?"
Yeah. Their name are grandma
or my grandma's
and grandpa.
name,
We don't go by the real names. Yeah.
Very sus.
That's weird. And then no service in Yosemite. She's just very short and then says that. Yeah, it'd be sus.
And also you would think that, like, whoever it was, if it was really, like, if Brian was really the one that sent the text, you've been engaged to her for a year now. Yeah. Don't you know what she calls her grandpa? Don't you know? Why are you being so sus? Like,
shouldn't you know that anybody calls their grandpa?
I mean, it's one thing if you get grandpa or granddad mixed up, but to blatantly call them by their name, sus.
And, like, I don't know, if you're gonna go that way, you should have just said this is Brian or something.
Well, but that's incriminating.
But they're supposed to be together anyway. Can you help Stan? He could have been like, "Hey, this is Brian. Can you help Stan? Gabby's something."
Yeah, but
Gabby's on a hike.
But the next day, the van was in Florida.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, and she was supposed to stay, I guess. I don't know.
And I mean, we'll get into it in the story, but with what he says happened and when they left, the timeline wouldn't make sense if he did say it was him.
But I mean, it was him anyway, so.
Well, yeah.
I would know it was him anyway. You should just might as well just say it was you.
I think.
You made it a little obvious.
So far, I think something happened on the 27th or 28th.
Or any time from the 27th.
Well, no, I think it was 30th. One of those 2 days.
You think it was one of those 2 days?
Yeah. And he spent the next day, like, covering up some things, getting things in line, and then started traveling back to Florida And on the 30th is when he was like, oh, I need to place her in a location. So that's why he sent the text, no service in Yosemite. And why her mom hasn't heard from her since the 27th?
27th, I think? Or 25th?
20...
Oh, from the real one was 25th, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they FaceTimed.
No, on 27th.
Oh, okay.
That's when they thought they were in the Teton.
But this is the 27th, right? Oh, no, it's the 30th. Okay. Okay, we're good.
So I think because the last time her and her mother were on the 27th, and then she hadn't heard from her in 3 days, and then she gets this text on the 30th. So I think that something happened on the 27th or 28th.
Yeah.
And maybe a restaurant manager saw something that they're not telling everybody because they were threatened to keep their mouth shut. Perhaps, a strangulation of some sort, or we'll see.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be snitching.
On September 1st, Laundrie arrived back in Florida with the van, but without Gabby. September 10th, Miss Schmidt and Mr. Petito text and called the Laundries begging for information about their daughter. In one of the text messages, Mr. Petito told the Laundries, I'm going to call the police, just letting you know, because we have no idea. The Laundries did not respond. On September 11th, the day Petito's parents reported her missing, Northport investigators found the couple's van at Laundrie's parents' house and seized it.
Yeah, so they kept their mouth shut from the start.
Mm-hmm.
As the last known person to have seen Petito, Laundrie has been a person of interest in the case, but he wasn't talking. Search begins near Grand Teton, her last known intended destination. On September 14th, Laundrie set off for a hike through the Carlton Reserve in his hometown of Northport, and no one has heard from him since. Gabby's stepfather flies out to join the search in Wyoming.
On September 15th, Northport police, who are working with the FBI and police in Suffolk County, New York on the case, said Laundrie had neither made himself available to be interviewed by investigators, nor provided any helpful details. Police released body camera footage of the Moab City encounter with the officer in which a tearful Gabby takes the blame for the argument. On September 17th, Laundrie's family calls investigators to their home and admits that their son has been missing since September 14th. They would later recant this and say he actually left on the 13th of September.
So 13th is when he went into the Carlton Reserve for a hike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Police routed all their questions through Laundrie's attorney, Stephen Bertolino. In a statement, Bertolino explained, in my experience, intimate partners are often the first person law enforcement focuses their attention on in cases like this, and the warning that any statement made will be used against you is true, regardless of whether my client has anything to do with Miss Petito's disappearance. As such, on the advice of counsel, Mr. Laundrie is not speaking on this matter. Both he and his family, Bertolino added, will continue to remain silent on the advice of counsel. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they remain silent the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Because they know he's guilty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, yes, they do turn to, like, the intimate partner. They are the first person that's going to be questioned.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But in cases where the partner knows, like 100% that you didn't do nothing, you're not guilty, they cooperate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
like, everything you've been doing is suspicious. Like you left her, supposedly left her, came back with her van, and now you ain't even saying nothing.
And you go for a hike.
Right.
On September 18th, FBI and Florida police launch a major manhunt to find Brian Laundrie, focusing their search on Florida's 25,000-acre Carlton Reserve. Authorities use drones, scent-sniffing dogs, and all-terrain vehicles in the reserve, which has more than 100 miles of trails, as well as campgrounds. Chief Garrison has appealed to Bertolino publicly, reminding him that 2 people left on a road trip and 1 person returned. Meanwhile, Petito's family say that they haven't seen her since August 24th or 25th when she was hiking in Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming and video chatted with her mom. Petito's mother say they texted over the next few days, but Petito went dark after that. Who's to say those texts were really her?
Could have not been.
Because we know we got the Stan text.
At least till 27th.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. On September 19th, YouTubers share a video showing what they believe to be Petito's white van in the Spread Creek dispersed camping area on the edge of Grand Teton National Park on August 27th. The FBI also issues a call for anyone in the area between August 27th to 30th to speak with them if they believe they may have had contact with Petito or Laundrie. That's crazy that you have like evidence of her van, because they also said like they were going to stop because they were from Florida and they also had Florida license plates, and so they were going to stop and be like, hey, we're from Florida too, but they didn't see anybody in there. And if you see like the video too, you can kind of see the back door like shutting, and people say that her like shoes are on the ground.
Scary.
I know, but thankfully they had that footage, because they probably wouldn't have found her for a long time.
The FBI later that day held a press conference sharing that they had found what they believed to be Gabby's remains in Bridger Teton National Forest. On behalf of the FBI personnel and our partners, I would like to extend sincere and heartfelt condolences to Gabby's family, an FBI spokesperson said during the conference. Upon the news, her father, Joseph, tweeted a photo of his daughter saying, #Gabby Petito, she touched the world.
Yeah, that's how we all found out.
Yeah.
September 20th, the Northport police announced they are suspending the search for Mr. Laundrie in the Carlton Reserve as the FBI swarms the Laundrie home to execute a search warrant. The house is now considered a crime scene. On September 21st, the Teton County coroner, Dr. Brent Blue, announced that a preliminary autopsy determined her death a homicide. The exact cause of death has not yet been released. The police search for Mr. Laundrie resumes at the Carlton Reserve near his house as law enforcement investigate a possible sighting captured on a deer camera in the Florida Panhandle. Have you seen that picture? Ooh.
Yeah, it looked very, very close.
I know, yeah, because they were like, that's the backpack, that's how he stands.
His necklace, the shape of his nose.
That's so weird.
On September 22nd, law enforcement searching the reserve call in a specialist dive unit from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office at the request of the Northport Police. The department say they have not located anything of interest in the water, but had to rule out every possible location where Mr. Laundrie might be. On September 25th, Dog the Bounty Hunter, of all people,
Right.
joins the hunt for Brian in a well-publicized arrival at the Laundrie home. He knocks on the Laundrie's door to attempt to speak with the family, but is denied access. Police continue their search for Brian in the wilderness. On September 28th, Dog the Bounty Hunter received a tip that the Laundrie family, including Brian, went on a camping trip on September 6th, leaving on the 7th, just days after Brian had returned without Gabby. They were seen on camera entering and leaving the park. Bertolino confirmed that the family, in fact, did take this camping trip with Brian. Payment records at the park confirmed that Roberta, Brian's mom, booked a trip for the 1st through the 3rd, but canceled it. My theory is, so she had this trip planned, probably for her and her husband, and for the 1st through the 3rd, before Labor Day. Brian returns home on the 1st, out of nowhere. She cancels it because it's like, oh wait, sorry, we were going on a trip. He tells them what happened, or whatever he may have done, and then she rebooks the trip for the 6th and to leave the 7th. So, what did they do out there?
I don't know, but can you imagine like killing someone and then going on a little camping trip? And have you seen pictures? He's like smiling and having fun with his little nephews.
I'm trying to remember if I have seen the pictures.
They're
if
like,
not, we'll flash them up here. And...
We'll insert pictures.
Yeah.
He's over there like having a grand old time with his family.
So maybe he didn't tell his parents. Maybe they really
maybe not, because why would they book a trip in the middle of that and then get questioned like that?
Still very sus. Especially going from like having 3 days, 2 nights to only 2 days, 1 night.
Yeah.
Like, why did you shorten it? I mean, maybe because it was Labor Day and maybe they didn't have availability, but...
Yeah, true. Maybe last minute.
I don't know. It's just so sus. So sus. I really want to know what was discussed. Like,
Yeah.
come on, parents of Brian. Like,
Yeah, I want to
stuff.
know what he said about Gabby, like, because she wasn't reporting missing yet, but where did he say she was? Like, did they break up? Did he say they broke up, or
Right.
she's at her parents or something?
Or did he admit to anything?
I don't know. I don't think that he did, at least in the 6th, 7th time.
Or at least the first week that he got home.
Yeah. Because he's over there having fun.
Yeah, possibly not.
And with his nephews and family and stuff.
So yeah, you could very well be right that, you know, maybe the first week.
Yeah, at least
and
maybe
then,
until they reported it.
Yeah, and then when they reported her missing, Gabby missing on the 11th of September, then Brian's like,
maybe, yeah.
Oops.
We need a lawyer up.
Yeah, lawyer up.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were plotting, you know, this whole lawyer thing the whole time and trying to figure out their next steps. I don't know, but I want to know, like...
I know, I want to know.
So frustrating.
And, like, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's a good thing and a bad thing, yeah. Because, like, because he can do the tips or do stuff that the police can't, really. But still... Mm-hmm. We know what you're doing. Yeah.
Wasn't it his daughter, his estranged daughter, that like came out and was like, he's just doing this for the publicity and all that.
Your own daughter calling you out.
But he did give this tip to them. You know, he got that tip that they went on the camping trip, which led their lawyer to confirm, you know. Yeah. Otherwise, he wouldn't have offered that information.
It's true, but he also had a bunch of other crappy tips.
I mean, that's true, yeah. There were a lot of really crappy tips in this whole thing.
Like the Appalachian Trails that he was there, and then that dude that was like so positive he saw him and heard him and was saying he needed to go back to California. You know that one?
Yeah.
And like now we know that you didn't see him. Like I would be embarrassed. Oh, he should be embarrassed. He should be saying that.
I mean, unless there truly are just lookalikes out there.
I mean, yeah, because
he is that picture.
Pretty average, but
yeah, he's kind of basic looking.
He's basic. Yeah, basic. But I don't know. It's just so much.
There's so many missing links to the story, and it's just it's sad. Just like some of our other stories, like you want to know and you need more information, and you wish that it's just
who knows if we'll ever even get it. On September 30th, Moab City Police released a second officer's body cam footage from the August 12th encounter, which shows Miss Petito describing being scratched and grabbed by her boyfriend. The delay in releasing the footage leads to accusations of a cover-up, which Moab's acting police chief denies. So that's that body cam footage we discussed earlier.
So they release it after, you know, like, she's found and... it's just sketch. I don't know. It's just sketch.
Yeah. Ooh, might be covering up.
So backtracking just a little bit. On September 24th, a federal court approved an arrest warrant for Laundrie, who had been MIA for just over a week now, charging him with using unauthorized access devices. Specifically, he appeared to use a Capital One debit card, which may have belonged to Petito, around August 30th and September 1st for charges more than $1,000. It is my understanding that the arrest warrant for Brian Laundrie is related to activities occurring after the death of Gabby Petito and not related to her actual demise, said Stephen Bertolino. The FBI is focusing on locating Brian, and when that occurs, the specifics of the charges covered under the indictment will be addressed in the proper forum.
Okay, so they're using her money after he killed her.
Yeah, so August 30th and September 1st, what are you buying for more than $1,000?
Like, why did you need to take out all that money? I mean, maybe it was to get home, but still.
Gas and stuff to get home.
But $1,000? Well, where's Wyoming to Florida? I don't know. Big van. But still.
Yeah, but if... I don't know. It's like were you buying stuff because you had just did something to her and you're trying to cover your tracks? Like, was he buying stuff to wipe the van down?
Where's the receipts?
Right. Like, what exactly did he purchase? And
Yeah, I'd like to know.
did they find anything in the van? You know, like, did this happen in the van with that YouTube people when they saw, you know, when they drove by and saw the doors closed and her shoes outside? I wonder, like, did it happen there and he bought a bunch of stuff to, like, chemically clean it?
Probably did.
Because I don't remember hearing of any evidence in the van.
I don't know. I know they seized it, but yeah, I don't know if they found anything.
I don't think they've released any of that info yet. Mm-mm. Hopefully they do. Sus, Brian.
Also, in September, a woman publicly claimed she and her boyfriend gave Laundrie a ride on August 29th in Wyoming. And Laundrie claimed that he had been camping by himself for multiple days while Petito was at their van working on social media posts. In a series of videos posted on TikTok, Miranda Baker said she and her boyfriend picked up Laundrie that evening while he was hitchhiking in Coulter Bay, Wyoming. Laundrie told him he had been camping at a site outside the Grand Teton National Park near the Snake River, she said. Once Laundrie found out Baker and her boyfriend were going to Jackson Hole instead of Jackson, he got agitated, asking that the vehicle stop and got out near Jackson Dam, according to Baker.
Have you seen those videos?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like she really describes it in pretty lengthy detail, and she was talking about how they were at like some sort of, I guess, a stop where people who were camping can use the restroom, use the showers, and her boyfriend were coming out of the showers and walking to their, I think it was a Jeep, and he saw them, stopped them, and asked them for a ride.
Didn't you like offer them money too? Like,
yeah,
$200?
He was like, I'll pay you $200. I'll pay you $200, you know, if you'll just take me to Jackson. Mm-hmm. And she describes in the videos that like anybody that goes there or has been around there, they refer to Jackson Hole as Jackson, but apparently Jackson was like some other place. Like, we can pop up the little map that she shows. She drew like a path on this map of where they picked him up and like where he wanted to go and where they were headed, and it was like in complete opposite directions. Mm-hmm. And they got, like she said, near the dam and let him out. But it's really interesting because she does describe him like being really like really calm and collected up until the point that he finds out they're going somewhere else. And he talks about how she talks about how he mentioned they were camping, his girlfriend was camping, and he had been by himself, and it was just really odd. If you haven't watched her videos, I would go watch them if they're still up, just for her account, because so far this is the first true account, like with him, encounter with him that's you know, true and makes sense. It's crazy.
I mean, I don't know why he was being all weird, but like doing all that.
And this was on August 29th, so either
she, you know, like, was probably dead.
Yeah, she was probably already passed by then.
So probably 27, 28. Definitely.
I think she definitely died then, and he was like, maybe he went there to shower.
Yeah.
You know?
Freak out a little bit. Because I know they said he left the van, right? Yeah, he did this, and then he went back. And then drove it. Then drove it back. So, what are you doing? You can't even decide.
I think she mentions that in the TikTok, that it was like he was trying to get back to it, and she was taking him the opposite way. Or they were taking him the opposite way.
It's like he's agitated. Well, don't be killing people, okay?
For real. So on the 6th of October, a source close to the Laundrie family tells CNN that a makeshift campsite had been spotted at the Carlton Reserve. Detectives from the Northport Police Department asked Chris Laundrie to help them with the search. October 7th, Mr. Bernardino says he believes the fugitive is still in the Carlton Reserve and may be unaware of the massive manhunt going on for him. Yeah, okay.
Right, you don't see all those helicopters and drones and everything else. Unaware.
Yeah, okay.
On October 12th, 1 month after Petito was reported missing, Teton County Coroner Dr. Blue confirmed her death to be a homicide and says she died by strangulation. That's crazy. He also said that her body was outside in the wilderness for 3 to 4 weeks before authorities discovered it.
That's sad.
He declined to comment on the body's bruising and whether or not it had been buried. Throughout the investigation process, many had wondered, was Gabby Petito pregnant? Dr. Blue said she was not. So, strangulation. It got that bad that he had to strangle her.
I'm curious to know why they thought she might have been pregnant.
I don't know.
That's interesting. But
Yeah.
I do have a lot of thoughts on the strangulation part. Because, like, my thoughts are, if we're gonna get a little more than just PG-13 here, but if you're engaged to someone and you're fighting all the time, what's keeping you around? You know, like, my thought is, I wonder if they were kind of into not necessarily breath play, but I'm just wondering if, like, that was their thing. You know, they get so mad at each other and argue that they take it out, you know, during festivities in the bedroom, if you will. And maybe he went a little too far because that fight just set him off a little too much. And this is the only reason I have this theory is because of how secretive and quietive his parents are being, like how hush hush they are. Because, like, if that were the case, then it would have been just an accident. But and they're like, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. That's my theory.
I don't know, because if you look it up, it takes, they said, like 4 to 5 minutes to strangle someone for them to die. That's a long time for an accident.
Yeah, unless, like, they break, you know, they, like, they crush her trachea. I mean, she was tiny.
Yeah.
He could have crushed her trachea. I wonder if it could have gone sooner than that, or she passed out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It just says strangulation, but I don't know. I think he just was mad.
Yeah. But I mean, even if it did take 4 to 5 minutes, if something just, like, flipped, you know, maybe he's too embarrassed to say, you know, like, to come out and be like, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know how somebody could just strangle someone like that.
I know, like, I don't know, like, I want to know, like, did it happen in a van? Did he, like, be like, hey, come take a hike with me? And then, like, did she die where she was found?
Mm-hmm. Did he move her there?
Yeah, did he drag her there? Because I think they said, well, something was missing or something. I don't remember what it was. Tarp? I don't remember. But, I don't know. We don't know if she's been bruised. We don't know if she was buried.
Mm-hmm.
Strangulation.
Just crazy. The morning of October 20th, Laundrie's parents reportedly went to Mayakahatchee Creek Environmental Park in Florida to search for him, alerting the FBI and local police to their plan. The park is about 5 miles away from their home. Investigators found some articles apparently belonging to Laundrie on a trail he likes to hike. The Sarasota County Medical Examiner subsequently arrived at the scene, along with officers from the Pasco County Sheriff, Sarasota County Sheriff, and Lee County Sheriff's Office, plus a cadaver dog.
So something was found.
It's funny how, you know, when his parents finally decide to go search for him, you know, it's like, now we have a cadaver dog, and we've got 3 different sheriff counties. A senior law enforcement official stated that human remains have now been found near a backpack consistent with the one Laundrie was using around the time he disappeared.
Found some remains. That's so I don't know. It just makes you want, I don't know. We could talk about that in a little bit.
It's horrible. Like, oh.
On October 21st, the FBI confirmed via dental records that the remains were Laundrie's. So we know it was him. Authorities later confirmed they found Laundrie's backpack and a notebook in the park. They say the items had been previously underwater, which delayed their discovery. The developments bring to close a massive 5-week search for the man sought as a person of interest in Petito's murder. So we have confirmation that it's Brian Laundrie. And they were searching there for a long time, but it was underwater, and they had divers out there. Dogs, drones, everything, helicopters constantly. And
it doesn't make any sense.
And then his parents come and then they find him where they said the whole time.
I saw a meme. It was so funny. It's not a funny story and it's not funny, but the meme was kind of funny. And it showed like, I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Chris from Guardians of the Galaxy, like dressed like that. And it was like Brian Laundrie's parents on the day, like they go searching for him and they just like, oops, they drop some skeletal remains right here. Like, oops. It's funny because it's like, it's a true suspicion. Like, what the heck? Did you plant this? Like,
people think they planted it, his remains and backpack. So
I'm just like, what?
Know.
So my thought is like, they only found out through the dental records. So did they plan that and the rest of the remains are not actually his? And they just like, what if he like, I'm not even kidding. What if he like removed his teeth and got like fake, you know, implants or whatever, and he's like gone. Like he's probably in Mexico or somewhere, and they just dropped his teeth.
We don't know what. Teeth. Yeah, we don't know what other remains they found because we don't know if he killed himself. We don't know if he drowned, got eaten by alligators. We don't know anything. They need to release some more information.
They do. And like, do they DNA test the rest of the bones? Like, can't you? I
don't know what they found. They didn't even say. They just said the dental remains or whatever, dental records. So they didn't say if his whole head was there or anything. I don't know.
That's crazy.
But I mean, they had the backpack and the notebook. I'm hoping he had a waterproof bag, but it did have a hole in it. But I'm hoping like maybe he wrote something in the notebook
that's still legible.
Yeah.
And they release it to us.
Yeah.
If they do release it, we will probably circle back to this and just give our thoughts on that. Yeah, update as the story develops. You know, we know what we know as of today, but if we find out more information, we'll definitely update you guys and give our thoughts on it.
It's crazy that it was like underwater. I don't know. Just, I guess water does mess you up a lot when you're dead.
Yeah, because it like bloats you.
Yeah, and then he's out there for a while.
I mean, 5 weeks.
Yeah, 5 weeks.
I don't know. I'm gonna go YouTube or Google. I mean, what happens to a body after 5 weeks of being underwater? Which it wasn't even 5 weeks. It was probably more like 3 weeks if that was the case.
Yeah, underwater. I don't know how long it was underwater, but
I don't know.
But then, like, if he did kill himself, I'm like, this whole story, like, why? Like,
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
He could have just killed himself right there beside Gabby or something. Yeah. Like, why do all the weird stuff in the middle that you did?
Just to end like that.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense at all.
No. Like, you acted like you wanted to get away and I don't know. Like, he wanted to live, and then he just goes and kills himself, I guess. I don't know. And I think he went before Gabby was discovered. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
You don't make sense.
He went I think it was almost a week before she was discovered. Is when he disappeared. Because he knew they were going to discover her.
Wonder if, like, maybe after they reported her missing, he confessed to his parents, and then after that, he, like, planned his death. Because he knew maybe he wouldn't get away with it or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Why are the parents so tight-lipped about it?
I guess they don't want to be incriminated either.
Yeah, I guess not.
I don't know, but I don't know if the parents knew anything or not.
Yeah. I think they did.
They probably didn't. They know now.
Yeah, they know now.
Yeah. I mean, that's sad. That's your kid. What would you do? You have a son.
I'm sorry. I love my child, but if he confessed to murdering somebody, I don't know. I'm kind of
see. Would you not say anything? Keep your mouth closed. I don't know. I don't have kids. I don't know.
I guess I would have to see like the situation. You know, I don't know. You really don't know unless you're put into that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I think if it was somebody that I loved. Like, if I were him, if it was somebody I loved, like her, I keep hitting my mic, I'm sorry, you guys. Like, it's one thing if he's getting robbed and, like, you know, he is carrying a weapon and, you know, injures that person.
Oh, yeah, like self-defense.
Yeah, a self-defense situation. But if he, I don't know.
Straight up murder, strangle someone.
Yeah. I don't know if I
would be scared of my child, I think.
I think that's kind of the angle I would take, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know that I could let him be free.
But a lot of people, like a lot of parents, take their kid's side.
Yeah.
I mean, it's understandable, but I don't know. Because I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, I really don't know what I don't want to think about that.
I know.
It's like, he's such a good kid. But,
he is. Like, I say I would turn him in, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have a kid. I don't know. And it sucks that, like, if they did know something and they're not saying anything, that she was living with them. They were getting engaged. Or they were engaged. They were getting married. Mm-hmm. That's your daughter-in-law.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, it's situational. Because I think in that case, if I were the parents, you know, I would tell him, you need to turn yourself in. I would give him that opportunity to take ownership for his responsibilities and turn yourself in. Mm-hmm. And if he didn't by a certain time frame, then I would go to the authorities and tell him, like, you know, I tried to give him his opportunity, but here he is, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
What he told me happened. It's crazy. I guess if I knew that they didn't know where she was, then I would have done it like immediately.
Yeah.
Because then I would want, you know, because if I was on Gabby's parents' side of things, I would want to know immediately. But if she was found and they just didn't know who did it, and I found out that, like, you know, he did it, then I would be like, turn yourself in. If not, I will. Yeah,
but they didn't say anything from the get-go. Even before reporting her missing, they didn't say anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't talk to her parents.
Yeah, and that's sad.
Mm-hmm. Days after his remains were found, their lawyer said that his remains will be cremated and there will be no funeral services. Bertolino also said that Laundrie's autopsy had been inconclusive, saying that no manner or cause of death was determined, and the remains were sent to an anthropologist for further evaluation.
So they don't even, like, know. Or they're not saying.
Skeletal remains.
Yeah.
I hope this anthropologist can, like, piece it back together and
I hope so. It gives a story.
Yeah, it gives a story. So.
And then what do you think about him being cremated and no funeral service?
I get it because of the publicity of this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. I don't blame his parents for not wanting to have, like, a funeral. I'm sure they'll probably do something very, very private. Very private.
Yeah.
If anything. And the cremation, yeah, I would too. I would just, you know.
So I think they cremated Gabby too.
Mm-hmm. They did.
Yeah, it's just, the whole story is just sad. Mm-hmm. Our sister.
Yeah.
She needed help.
Yeah, she had to cry for help. I mean, whenever these people called and they got pulled over, there was a cry for help right there. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
And I don't think her parents knew that he was like that, because I feel like they would have done something long ago. Yeah,
for sure. It was probably definitely him. Well, they had like this persona that they were putting out. They were trying to be like these travel influencers and stuff. So, yeah, you gotta have it. It's very terrifying.
And, like, honestly, when I first watched the police footage, I was like, yeah, he does seem kind of like a cool dude and, like, chill. And I was like, oh, wait, she's missing. He's not that cool.
Wow.
Because he had me fooled. Like, people were saying, like, in the video, like, you can clearly tell he was gaslighting her or stuff like that. I'm like, dang, I didn't even notice that.
Because he gaslit.
Yeah, yes. He gaslit me. Dang.
Yep.
But, no, yeah, I feel bad.
Yeah.
It's sad. You want to know something else crazy?
Mm-hmm. Tell me.
So I had, like, this little side business that I do, and I make, like, Lazy Susans. And, what was it? I think it was right before his remains got discovered, like a few days before. I was watching a video on Gabby and, like, learning more stuff. And then I got an order on Etsy from someone that was ordering one for a Petito in New York.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I have to put Petito on it and everything. And I was like, what? I was like, while I'm watching this in New York, where her family lives in New York, I looked it up, and it was like 30 minutes away, I think, from where her family like stays. So
Oh my
I don't. It
gosh.
could be family. I don't know. But it was just wild.
How crazy is
Yeah,
that?
'cause, like,
Someone
after-
in New York
Yeah.
ordering from little old you in Texas.
I know Petito while I'm doing Petito
Right.
research,
Right.
and like I never hear the name Petito ever.
Ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
no, it was crazy.
How
But it was cool.
ironic.
Yeah,
That was like around, what, a couple days before? About
few
almost a week
days. Yeah,
Before he was found.
yeah. His remains.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So if there's anything else, we'll keep you guys updated. Do an update video and stuff.
On a lighter note, do we have a question today?
We do. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
That's a hard question.
Yeah.
Because I want to say, like, the chicken came first because of evolution. But how did the chicken get here?
Yeah.
But if you ask this question about the chicken or the egg, then you have to ask it about all things that lay eggs.
Yeah.
Like snakes. Not all snakes lay eggs, but for the most part, they do. I'm trying to think of which snake, rattlesnakes, I think. Maybe it's rattlesnakes.
Wouldn't it be...
Snakes that lay live babies.
Wouldn't it be like any reproduction? Like for which one comes first?
Well, so the chicken lays the egg, and then the rooster has to fertilize the egg.
Yeah.
So there's no
So that's why it's the chicken and the egg?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because so it's got to be the chicken, because you need a rooster to fertilize it.
It's true. Well, I mean, I guess you can still get eggs. They still lay eggs anyway.
Well, yeah, but it won't, can lay the egg, but it's not going to,
hatch, yeah. If it's
unless
not
it has a
fertilized.
rooster.
So, yeah, it has to be the chicken.
So I bet something similar to, Adam and Eve happened, and he was like, here's a rooster, and then he's realized, I can't reproduce anymore. They can't naturally reproduce, so here's a hen, and they lay eggs. So the humans can eat them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question.
I would say the chicken because I feel like the chicken can take care of the babies,
Yeah.
When it has eggs, it can take care of the babies and teach it. If you just have an egg and then it turns into the baby's probably going to get eaten or something.
Well, I mean, in the animal kingdom, Val, like how it is now, that they just hatch kind of like birds.
Yeah, but it came from a chicken still.
Well, yeah, but
And it has a parent.
I don't think that's the reason why.
It's the reason they need to be raised.
That's hilarious.
This baby can't take care of itself.
Yeah, I don't know, because because it has a little embryo. So what if I don't know. What if we're all just living in an egg? What if the earth is like an egg?
No, I'm not living in no egg.
I don't know. And we're just constantly multiplying, and how cells do or whatever.
We're just bacteria.
Science stuff. I was not good in science. I'm a math person, not science. So, yeah, I don't know. I say chicken too.
Yeah.
What do you think? Chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
Give us your reasons.
Give some science.
Yes, if you're good at science and, you have a very logical explanation, I'm very curious to know exactly what happened. Chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
And are we right? The roosters, they.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We're right. And why did the chicken cross the road?
Why did he cross the road? Surely it can't just to get to the other side.
Maybe to get to the other side for the rooster.
Yeah, that's true. It's I need you to fertilize my egg. All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's story as far as our storytelling. It's not, it's fresh. And it's not an easy story, but We do hope that you enjoyed the way that we told it and our perspective on things and our thoughts. Let us know if you have similar thoughts, if you have other theories on the case and what happened and, what happened to Brian. And was it premeditated? Was it an accident? Very, very curious to know your thoughts on this case.
Premeditated.
So, yeah.
Well, ain't no accident.
What?
It ain't no accident.
Oh, no. So yeah, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. If you're listening solely to our podcast, thank you so much. We are on Simplecast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts. Yep. And if you have a favorite podcast site that you prefer to listen to, perhaps like Pandora or, something else, let us know on our Facebook page. Head over there, send us a message, leave us a comment on one of our posts. Let us know if we are not on your favorite podcast site. And we will try to get on there.
Yeah, you can leave us a comment on YouTube as well.
Yep, we're on YouTube. All right, guys.
Come watch it. Oh, also, if you do listen to our podcast, try to give us a review and rating if you can.
Yes,
that would help us out.
Yes, please. It would help us out a lot.
Yeah. And thank you so much.
Yes. All right, guys. We hope you have a great day. And as always,
stay curious.